Hmm. Okay. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Thank you for your time, Snarks. I'm glad to be here on Snark Tank. Thanks for having me. I have 4 companies for you today. We can maybe work out an overall deal, buy the whole thing, or maybe you'll be interested in one of these. Let's see what we do. Okay. My first company I'm offering is called Body Brew. It's I'm asking for $2,500,000 for 8% of my company. This is a coffee company that reflects body positivity by embracing all shapes and sizes of people. We do this in our cups. We have petite, average Joe, thick, and morbidly obese sizes. Nutritionally, it's reflected. So if you're petite, we know what you're looking for. You want some plain Jane black iced coffee, nothing else. Average Joe, by the way, there's no customization at Body Brew. So average Joe, just get a classic little splash of cream. The thick people, we're going to amp it up with a bunch of flavors and shots and creams and heavy creams and milk alternatives. And then morbidly obese, we know people are sensitive to the topic of morbid obesity, so we don't say that in this shop. We actually say MO or Missouri. You can order a Missouri if you want. And that thing is basically going to kill you. Are you interested, Snark?
Tell me about this name that you came up with.
Body Brew?
Yeah. How did
Well,
you
it's a
think of
coffee
this?
company. So we brew coffee, but we brew it for different size bodies. It's body
Okay.
positivity in a cup.
Hmm.
You don't
Okay.
look impressed. I'm kind of
I'm
surprised.
not crazy on the name.
Huh.
And
I
and I'm
went with
sorry,
this
you
company because I thought it was the best.
let me let me let me try to understand your valuation. You were asking for 2.5 million for
Yes, for
8%.
8%? Yes, sir.
I was trying to calculate. I'm not a good shark. I was trying to calculate the what that would how much your company's worth, and it seemed
I think
crazy
it's
to
like
me.
I think it's like $20 million.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I think that's correct. We're actually worth $20 million. I didn't
okay.
mean I didn't mean to say I think. I know we're worth $20 million.
Tell me about
So
your
we have
sales.
we sold them all. We're sold out. We're out of coffee.
Is that why you're here?
Yes, we need money for inventory. Also those morbidly obese cups, they take up a lot of shelf space. So we need a. So what if we change the name? Would you be interested if we change the name?
Frankly, I think your valuation is ridiculous, and I hate the product.
Hey, I'm sorry for wasting your time, Snark. Let's move on to the next company. This is called the Same Day Ferris Wheel Company, and what we do is we make same day Ferris wheel contracts. So you need a Ferris wheel in the same day. We could do that for you. This company, I'm asking for $4,000 for 50%.
400,000 for 50%?
4,000 for 50%. Do I have your attention, sir?
You do have my attention.
Okay. So would you like to learn a little bit more about this company, how we came up with this company?
Sure.
Okay. I appreciate your time so much, Snark. Did you ever see a show called The Office?
Yes.
Okay. There's an episode called Goodbye Toby where one of the employees is retiring and they throw a big party for him in the parking lot. So when they come out at the end of the day, there's a Ferris wheel. And I saw that and I was like, is that possible? Turns out it's not until I got into the industry. That's why you should invest $4,000 for 50%. Do we have a deal?
I'll consider it just because it's so cheap.
We don't like to say cheap. We like to say good deal
Okay.
because our Ferris wheels are very safe. Yeah,
But do they go through the proper inspection if you're putting them up so quickly?
sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay. Tell me about your sales.
We're also sold out of
They sold
this.
out of it. So dumb.
Let's move on. All right, sir. I'll keep it moving. I know your time is valuable. My next company, it's a masculine cheese company called Machisco. What we do is we embrace manly appreciators of cheese. We have
Okay.
samples for you. Would you like a sample?
Yes.
Okay, this is our flagship Manly Manchengo. Our sales are great. We're not actually sold out. Oh, here's your cheese, sir. Um, so $1,300,000 for 6.5% of the company. I think we have a deal. You look like a manly fellow.
Tell me about the packaging. I think with cheese, it's a very competitive space. I'd like to know more
Yeah,
about how
true,
you
true.
package it or market it as manly.
What we do is we dip our cheese into red wax, like sort of like a Maker's Mark bottle,
Okay.
um, and then you get to peel it out of the wax, like Baby Bell. We just ripped off Baby Bell.
What makes this cheese manly?
It's something you have to taste to believe.
Okay. I tasted it. It tastes a little smoky, but I am concerned about the
Exactly.
packaging.
I thought the wax was manly, like red
I don't know.
wax, manly.
I think it should have maybe a mustache. Have you thought about that, or a bicep? Really veiny
Okay,
bicep, maybe?
okay. Well, that's what we'll do then. We'll wrap the cheese in leather, and then we'll have a label that's just like a big dick with a mustache. Are you interested, sir?
I'm very interested.
That's me.
Can we also spray some sort of like musky cologne on
Yeah,
the
you got it,
wax?
sir.
Okay.
Let's ruin the cheese.
I'm I'm all in. This is your best idea yet.
Thank you. Okay, I'm glad you like it. My last company is called Blue Balls. This is a biodegradable, sir. I'm pitching here. um, this is Blue Balls. It's a biodegradable golf ball company. We partner with cruise ships, golf courses that have like ocean front property. Um, I'm asking for 85,000 for 100% of the company. Let me tell you a little
Going all
bit
out.
about how we do it. No, no, it's you'll be into it once you hear. So what we do is we get a bio-based epoxy resin. We mix this with diatomaceous earth,
Okay.
and we compress it, and then you can hit these things all day, and they will return to nature as God intended it. $85,000, 100%. Do we have a deal, sir?
I need to know more about this blue ball technology.
I think I explained it pretty well. I can't. I can't.
Is it a one hit ball, or are the
Yeah,
balls
you hit it
designed to
into
be
the
you?
ocean. I mean, you can go on get it, but that's like kind of
So
that's
we
ridiculous.
can't sell these to like at actual golf courses, huh?
It really is more for cruise ship markets
Okay.
and golf courses that are like potentially could go into lakes, maybe choke a turtle. We don't want to choke a turtle. That's why we do this. Do we have
Okay.
a deal, sir? 100%, 85%,
Uh,
85,000.
excuse me. I don't like to be rushed.
Okay, I'm sorry, sir. I know your time's valuable. I'm nervous.
Get the hell out of my tank. I don't like to be rushed.
So no deal on the Ferris wheel, or
I'm revoking my cheese.
oh no. Oh
The
no,
manly
this didn't
cheese.
go how I expected it. Okay, do. That was our first
Snark tank.
snark tank.
That was
Yeah,
fun.
yeah,
I
it'll be
did.
fun when we flip it because I do want to be like
Yeah.
I want to be like Kevin O'Leary. I want to be really mean.
We'll give you a royalty.
um, ah,
Yeah, I haven't watched
di-
Shark Tank in a long time.
yeah, it's been a few years for me. What happened to the show? I felt like it started getting more about the backstory, than
Yeah,
the
because
product.
they probably got tired of investing. They're like, I'm spread too thin with all these investments at
Right.
companies that I'm supposed to be helping out with.
But it's like if someone goes in there and like I'm a veteran, it's like they're like, aw, and then they're kind of investing in the person, I guess. I don't know. I still like the show. I haven't seen it for a
Yeah.
while. Um, Man, we got to talk about that State of the Union.
Yeah, let's do that. I watched
Well,
it.
any initial thoughts?
So
Also,
let's
I'm going to
just
kill this background because I'm not pitching anymore.
yeah, we should probably start from the beginning. So it took Joe Biden a long time to get to the podium. Um,
Sure did.
and I heard the people they're like, "Oh, Joe Biden's been around a long time. He's going to be, meeting and greeting everyone." Like I think I was
Yeah.
watching NBC. Their commentators were talking about that, but I thought it was super funny. Marjorie Taylor Greene when he sees her and he
Mhm.
like is like Like her with her MAGA outfit on. That was a really funny, and I
Yeah.
think it's gone viral too. I've seen so many like TikToks and YouTube shorts where people are talking about that.
She's such a joker, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't believe she's there. Like that she's actually there. Same as like George Santos. Why is he there? You know?
I thought he got expelled. I saw him there and I was
He
confused, but
did. He still has the privileges, I guess, to go out there, but I don't understand why.
yeah, what's the
That
point?
guy's yeah, that guy's like a chronic liar con artist.
Is
But it was
he
about Biden.
is he is he gay? Like is
Yeah, he
he
is.
he's publicly okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if he was a closeted gay, but like just looking at him,
Oh, you just outed George Santos, Kevin. No, I think it's confirmed.
okay.
But yeah, I don't like that guy. I mean, anyway, it's not about him. It's about Mussolini. I mean, Joe Biden, the guy like screaming at us for like an hour. It's crazy. I know it's like in his senile brain, he thinks that speaking loud with authority shows that kind of like power or vigor or whatever. But I just think it sounds grumpy old man rant.
Yeah,
You know?
he was yelling a lot. I actually thought he did better than I thought he was gonna do, for sure.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean,
But the bar is pretty low.
he's still able to read the teleprompter and stuff.
But he was
He
also he
went
was
off.
doing a good job of like interacting when people were pushing back, you know? Like I was
Oh yeah,
surprised. I was like, whatever stimulants they're giving him, they're working.
it's weird, dude. Whenever he first comes out, his eyes are always really squinty, almost just completely blacked out. And then about half an hour, he sort of levels out, and you see the blue in his eyes and the white in his eyes, and then he looks kind of normal. It's a
Yeah.
weird cocktail of
I
drugs.
think though the lights were definitely bright there because like there was other people I was noticing they were like doing this.
Yeah,
They're like looking out. I was
yeah.
like the lights must be really bright. I don't know.
But I mean, every event he does, he looks
Oh,
like
he
it's
looks like
like
that.
that. He has
Yeah.
this sort of like he's like, and then
It's
it's
just an
like, oh yeah, he
old
kind of
man eyes. He's needing to
yeah, it's
open them up
weird.
more.
He when he was out doing his selfies and stuff before, I did see a moment where someone handed him the camera, but they didn't like flip it around. And then like he looked at it, he's like, oh, let's see. I was like, dude, for an 80-year-old man, he knows how to take a selfie, but that's part of the job, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, uh, the the actual, you know, address. I mean, dude, we're gonna get into like the fact checking and stuff. It's typical of these things. They're
They
never
stretch the
just straight down
truth
the
and
barrel.
yeah.
It's never just straight down the barrel honest. Everything is technically true from the fact checking, you
Yeah.
know. Um, but I looked at CNN for my fact checking because I don't trust Associated Press anymore. Melissa Golden, you lost me. I'm no longer a loyal Associated Press person. But CNN, I read theirs. We'll break it down. Couple key moments when he did go off script the first time. It was when he was talking about prescription drug costs,
Mhm.
and it's right after he's talking about funding Ukraine, and then he's like, I could, you know, if you go get a prescription drug filled in anywhere else in the world, he's like, go to here, go to Moscow, and he's like, oh, not Moscow. It's like, dude, you can't like be like asking for money for Ukraine and then compliment Russia's healthcare system as better than America's.
Yeah.
That was his first bad moment. It's because he went off script. He does like a really good job going between teleprompters, but then he does that thing where he says, I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this. He does that every time and then he gets in trouble. Or the thing that really shows
He said
authority is when he says like,
illegals. Remember that this was later when he said
yeah,
he was killed by
that was a bad
illegals.
moment.
Yeah, because like I mean that doesn't look good for. They usually don't like to word it just calling them illegals, you know,
Oh,
on the left.
his administration has said in the past we need to get away, distance ourselves from
Yeah.
that kind of language. Call him undocumented. But I mean, it's a killer Venezuelan guy,
Well, yeah,
and
for that guy, yeah.
it's
I
also
don't have
a really
sympathy.
bad moment because it was the whole say her name thing, and then he finally says it and says it wrong. You know, that was kind of a rough look. Um, First time he says his name publicly and he
I
gets it wrong.
yeah. I don't like it that they're Marjorie Taylor Greene and a lot of people have been like politicizing it so much. Like,
Yeah.
because I
Well, I
actually
mean,
I think about the family, and it's like if that was like my daughter, and I wouldn't want
mhm.
to be I wouldn't want it to be used like a political football. Like the right or the
Well,
left
they
using
that
it, you know?
that's what they did though. They asked
They asked them to
the
come, yeah.
the
Well, both,
what is it, Riley?
yeah. I'm saying
Is it
both sides are
Riley? The
doing it.
Riley film.
The right
Oh, they
is,
do it every time.
yeah,
It's
Charlie Kirk
disgusting
and
when they
all those
use.
some of the other people on the right and a bunch of
Mm,
politicians have been like using that. They're like as
mm.
a political thing to,
Every State of the Union, there's all these like pawns,
yeah.
people that. This one was like the woman who I think had um, she had to get an abortion because there was something wrong with the baby and it was going to kill her. That was pretty traumatic for her to be a pawn. And then there was some other person. There's always that every time. But the Riley family specifically, they were asked to be there, and they're like, no, we don't want to be a part of this at all. And then he said the name wrong. I was like, oh, geez, that's like a double
Yeah,
fu.
the abortion thing, I actually think to me that kind of makes sense to not to especially if they're passionate about it because like they had a traumatic
Mm-hmm.
experience because Alabama is saying that life begins at conception. They're having a
Mm-hmm.
very hardline stance on it. So in Texas, which was where that lady was from, she had to go out of state. So like I could understand like why she wanted to be there because she wants them to like try to
Right.
protect reasonable
Mm-hmm.
abortion access. I did think it was funny when
Right.
Biden was like, it looked really awkward when he was kind of yelling at the Supreme Court about
Mm-hmm.
overturning Roe versus Wade.
It was
That
really
was
funny.
yeah, their reaction though, because they're just like just stay like awkwardly like just silent
Yeah,
like
this is. I
that
think our
was
boss is upset with us. Yeah.
um
It is strange when you look at the Joint Chiefs and you look at the Supreme Court there, like at these types of events, and I just think I'm like, oh, they hold all the power, don't they? Really? Kind of, sort of.
they do have a lot of
Um,
power.
what did you think of Katie Britt,
I thought it was
the
horrible.
Republican response? What did you not like about it?
Okay, so it was just the weird like whispery and it did look like a lot of news outlets were saying this. It looked like a an acting audition tape. Like she was just like
Oh yeah.
she was like trying too hard. Like I don't think she had enough time to rehearse it. I think she's like they told her have a lot of emotion as you're talking and it seemed
Mm.
like a first take. I was surprised.
Um, yeah. Well, it was super performative, but I mean,
Yeah.
that's the State of the Union is mostly about theater, more so than actual substantial,
Substance.
like
Yeah.
substantive. Yeah, it is more about just like, okay, here's your platform to really fire up your base.
I don't know. I
Um,
think a lot of people on the right though even agreed with like there was a lot of people that were like I didn't like it. There's
yeah,
quite a few that did like it, but
she she was so pretty, I was falling for it. And when I fact checked her, she only got two things kind of wrong. Um, so I was like, all right, well, that wasn't as bad. I mean, she did say inflation was at an all time high, which it's not.
yeah,
And then she didn't. She said the first day in office, Biden. Um, what was it about the
the immigration stuff.
deportations? The deportations, like he put 100-day moratorium on deportations.
Hmm.
That was technically true that he did that, but then a judge in Texas actually blocked it, so it didn't actually
Right.
go through. And also, it wasn't a full deport. This is kind of silly, but it wasn't a deportation on everyone. It was just deportation on someone who is like espionage or a terrorist. So I was like, okay, so spies and bad guys, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
but but those are the only things she really got wrong, except for maybe being too performative and phony. Um, I, I I hate to focus on something as silly as fashion, but I thought she looked ridiculous. I don't know what she was
I think
wearing,
the
dude.
setting was not great either. Her being in a kitchen.
Oh yeah, I
It
didn't
was a
even think of
weird it
that.
was a weird setting when they're trying to like appeal to women. Like clearly
Uh-huh.
like
But she's not a housewife though, so I don't know
well
if
she
that's the
no, she's
message
not,
that
but
it.
like I mean it's just a weird background. You'd think like,
Yeah,
flags in the background, like at like a big nice
yeah,
executive desk. I just thought the
yeah.
kitchen table was kind of
I guess they were trying to be homey. Like this is where my family sits, and now we want you to sit with
maybe.
us. I think that's what the angle was, but um,
She has
yeah, I
some
didn't know
interesting
that.
children's like the names for her children. One of them's called Ridgeway.
I didn't know that.
I thought, yeah, I
Weird.
was like, it's very strange. I don't know how she came up with some of these names. can't remember what the other way.
Ridgeway
Yeah, Ridgeway. I was like, it sounds like a gas station. Like
or a national park. Like
Ridgeway.
that's weird.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was panned by the right so hard. I didn't know. I didn't really follow up with the
I
response to her.
I actually didn't even know she was Alabama senator because I don't follow state politics here. I mean, it's
It
not
was the
even.
first time I ever saw her
Yeah.
or heard of her.
She's
Um,
pretty new because yeah, we have Tommy Tuberville, which is like a he's like
that's
a
a funny
football.
name.
Yeah, he's like a football ex-football coach for like I can't remember if it's Auburn. I don't know. He's not qualified to
Yeah.
be a senator. She probably isn't either. Um,
Yeah.
but you know,
Yeah. The Tommy Tuberville probably has CTE. I don't want CTE in my politics. Um,
yeah, I
so
don't know
the
if he played football. He might have, but he coached it.
oh oh okay.
Coached
Well,
it.
probably then. Yeah. Um, so going back to the whole everything being false, misleading, or needing more context. Let's talk about a couple of those moments. The Let me think of a specific example before I set it up. um, there was something about the national debt. Well, let me scroll up and then I can find an actual specific fact check that I was like, okay, good for you for CNN. I need to go to CNN, don't I? Okay, yeah, this is the one. It was the manufacturing jobs. That was the one. Yeah, so he was talking about like how many jobs he's, created in the past 3 years. And it was like, I guess, just rounded up. It wasn't like a lie. It was just sort of rounded up. But CNN made a very interesting thing. They said this isn't even really meaningful data because like you're comparing that to like pandemic era. So it's like that versus this. It's just, CNN was like, it just doesn't make sense because you look at the numbers for Trump and then you look at these numbers and it's like, I mean, I don't
What they're
know.
about.
They just weren't,
Manufacturing
they
was
don't,
about the same.
I don't know what Trump's numbers were. I didn't even look at it, but
I just
it was
assumed it'd
like
be more
800.
because of the CHIPS Act. I know they're trying to
Oh
develop
yeah.
chips. I think Texas has a bunch of places that are like companies that are manufacturing.
Texas does save a lot. I looked at the map before to see like what states are producing chips or producing parts for other companies. Um, most most states are doing something. Colorado's in it a little bit. Um, the Let's see, what else was there? Is there anything else?
I know he called out
Oh,
Trump several times.
just as his predecessor. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he didn't say
Right.
his name. It was like Voldemort. Um,
Yeah.
I guess maybe I'd never realized this, but when he was talking about like Trump said, "Do whatever the hell you want" in relation to like Russia invading countries.
Huh?
I have you heard that like Trump say that?
I haven't.
Apparently he did. Like he actually quoted him, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that." Like I think Mike
Where
Johnson
did
was in
where
the
did
background. He was like shaking his head. It was like at a rally. But it was like he was talking about NATO, like countries that don't contribute enough.
Mhm.
It's like he thinks that we
Yeah.
shouldn't protect those countries, and he basically he probably shouldn't have said that. He may not agree with that, but he openly said, Russia can do whatever something like that, that they can just do whatever they want.
Mm.
Like,
That's
and
a
it's
weird
very
thing to
strange.
say.
Yeah, it's in
I'm
quotes.
gonna
I
look up
haven't.
that
I
video.
want to watch the video. I haven't seen the video yet, but there's multiple news sources that had that like quoted that him saying that. There's probably some
Wow.
context that maybe it's not as bad. I don't know.
Yeah,
But then again,
I
Trump
need to
has
see like what led into it, like how he got there,
yeah,
and then I can like make up my mind about it. Sounds bad on paper though,
yeah.
just like as a quote. Um, my favorite moment from the whole thing was actually afterwards. This is like I think one of my favorite Biden moments in the past couple of years. Um, when he's just hanging out because he was like the last one. He closing time. He did like closing time for that place. He like turned the lights off, walked everyone
Oh,
out,
I didn't watch
and
that far after it ended.
yeah, he was like the last one to go because he was he was trying to show like I got the energy.
Hmm.
But no, I really like this. He's huddling with the boys and he's talking about Benjamin Netanyahu So he's like, so I said to BB, I'm like, listen here, BB. And then like a Secret Service guy comes up and says, sir, you are on a hot mic. And he goes, I'm on a hot mic? Okay, good. And he keeps going. He's like, so I said, listen here, BB. And he kept going. I was like, dude, that's his coolest moment yet. He looked like a badass for the first time in 3 years. Like being like, putting his foot down, being like, I don't care. I just spoke in front of the world, the free world.
Yeah.
I like that moment from him, but it was an after the State of the Union, so
I
I don't
want to
think a
watch
lot of
that
people
because
saw it.
my favorite
Yeah,
was just that Marjorie Taylor Greene reaction that he did. I thought it was like
yeah,
it was really funny because they showed her face after he did that, and you could tell she felt like
yeah,
embarrassed, like she actually felt a little shame with the way he like looked at
wow.
her. At least
Mm.
that's what I got when I was looking at it. I was like, it was very funny.
She's so disrespectful.
Yeah,
Such a clown. Hmm. Yeah, all these people like Lauren Boebert's there and George Santos is there, and I'm just like, oh,
yeah. The IVF
I don't like
stuff
these.
was interesting though. The because like Katie Britt, she was bringing up IVF about wanting to protect it, but I feel like Republicans are in a weird situation right now, with that,
Yeah,
because like they have to figure out, I guess, when that line is, and that's a tough line for people on the right or the
it
left to try to draw.
it's such a sensitive subject too. It's like I don't know. I don't even like talking about it
Yeah,
really because it's like I don't know how I completely feel. I mean, I think in the from the perspective of as a lawmaker, if I was making law, I'd be pro-choice. I'd be like, I don't know if that'd be my choice, but I'd
yeah.
say I'm not going to like control you
I think
guys'
that's what
lives.
most people that are pro-choice agree with that. Like
Hmm.
they're like, I wouldn't get an abortion.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. There's some weird. I don't know. A lot of people I think just think, oh, if you're pro-choice, that means you're pro-abortion. I was like, those don't necessarily mean the same thing. You know, it's like
Right.
you're thinking it from a legality standpoint, and you also understand some women do have to have an abortion for, you know, medical
Hmm.
reasons. And it is a low percentage, but it's also a very low percentage the ones that have these late term abortions that usually the
Hmm.
right like to be like, see, this is so evil.
Seems like such an impossible decision. I feel like, sympathy for someone who's going through it, but I don't know. All I could say is I guess just I'm pro-choice, but I don't have personal experience, like with having to make that decision. So I don't
Yeah.
know. Um, you know what? The only way to lighten it up after talking about abortion is a bracket. Let's do a bracket, dude.
All right.
I know neither of us care about college ball, so we're gonna do an alliteration because I just like alliterations.
Okay.
So we're doing March Madness Mexican menu edition. Okay, so
Ah,
here we got
okay.
to figure out we got to figure out the hierarchy of Mexican foods. I will read these if you can't read them.
Can you move the
Um,
camera down a little bit? Just a tiny bit. I feel like the bottom one's cutting off. Or actually,
oh, that's fine. Yeah, the bottom is a bonus round. I was cutting
oh,
it
okay.
off on purpose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's like
Gotcha. I see it.
okay. So here we got tamales versus chimichanga. What's your gut instinct?
Chimichanga.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I'm surprised. I've never had a chimichanga. I think that sounds
Tamales,
unpleasant.
I'm not actually into tamales.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? This round we're gonna call it. It's something happened there. Whoops. um, yeah,
We
I never had a chimichanga because I'm just like the idea of it and just like how much oil is gonna get absorbed into a fried burrito. That's
No, no, yeah,
crazy.
between those two, I would have picked a chimichanga, but tamales like I've had them. They're okay.
Yeah.
I don't like it that you can't you're not allowed to eat the wrapper, right? It's like a thing where you kind of eat the insides of it.
Yeah, you can't eat the corn husk. No.
Yeah, I know. I've only had it like once or twice, and I was like, this is just a weird thing.
Really, I love them, and I think they're
Really?
so fun to make. Also,
Okay.
yeah, like it's a fun thing to make around
Well,
Christmas. Like
go ahead
the
and put tamales. We'll do it for you.
no, 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 it's fine. It's fine. We gotta have some kind of consensus here. Okay, huevos rancheros or enchiladas. It's a little tough because one is more breakfast, but I have had breakfast enchiladas before. It's not completely unheard of.
I like both of those. This is a tough one.
I did, I did too, but I kind of am leaning in one direction.
What are you leaning towards? Because I'm kind of
Huevos rancheros.
okay. Let's do that one.
It's something that it's like one of the breakfast foods that I like to have any time of day.
Yeah, I sometimes get that for lunch.
Sorry, enchiladas. And enchiladas, I don't know. I've had bad enchiladas. I've never really had bad huevos rancheros. All right, we got to do a torta versus chili relleno.
Chili relleno. Relleno. I don't
Relleno.
know what torta is. I don't even.
A torta is just a Mexican sandwich in a bolillo roll. I think we're going with chili relleno. If you've never had a torta, I'm really good at writing upside down. Okay, we got fajitas versus quesadilla. That's kind of like a classic right there.
Hmm. I like fajita quesadillas. Have you ever had that? Where you just have like the
I
peppers
think
and onions on top of inside the. It's not the same thing.
I probably have had something like that. I have a logical. I like them both. Like quesadillas are very important, but fajitas are special. You know how much like it costs for like a pound of skirt steak? It's like $16, $17.
Yeah.
Fajitas win, I think, just based off of like
Yeah. Let's do
their
fajitas.
value,
I like fajitas a
their
lot.
value alone.
Yeah.
Because quesadillas is like something you could throw together at midnight with
Yeah.
no effort, spend like $2. It's not very special, but you get like $16 a skirt steak. That's a party, dude.
Yeah, I guess I
Um,
guess if I if
oh,
if I knew what the quesadilla was, like
oh,
was this just a plain cheese quesadilla? Like I need to know more about the quesadilla.
you know what? I'm so stupid with the bracket. This doesn't actually work out unless we do the first one.
Let's do let's do tamales.
I don't want to do mine if you don't like it, but I also don't want to do yours because I've never had it and it
You
doesn't
never
make
had a
sense to me.
chimichanga? No, tamales are fine. It's just it's not between those two. Do tamales. Like
Oh,
I'm not
okay,
crazy about chimichangas.
tamales, tamales lose. This is a great bracket, dude. Okay. Um,
I'm
what's
sorry.
this? Chili relleno versus fajitas.
I mean,
I
if
have
I
a
would,
feeling again.
what's your feeling?
My feeling is fajitas because of the
What's
value,
the
and
value?
also
Yeah.
chili relleno is, it's fried food. It's not something I really want all the time. I probably had that like once a year.
Hmm.
Pretty rich.
I always call them chili relleno.
That's
Wrong.
not correct, but
Isn't
yeah,
the two L's? Is it a Y? Just like
yeah, you get
quesadilla.
that relleno,
Rien,
relleno,
rien.
relleno,
Okay,
chili
maybe I'm just
relleno.
not. I don't. I need more Hispanic friends apparently. Um,
Um, I don't know, something about the richness of the fried food. I'm just like, I don't want that all the time, but I do want $17 worth of skirt steak every day of my life.
yeah, fajitas are nice. Let's do it.
Okay, now it comes down to this: huevos rancheros versus fajitas.
Fajitas.
I think fajitas, dude,
F for fajita.
or a weird little arrow for writing upside down. Okay, we got to do a little bonus round just because this one's quick and easy, but it will promote a little conversation. Tacos versus burritos. Tough.
That is tough because I mean it's like there's something about having like one of those getting tacos and having like different
Yeah, dude.
tacos and almost like a flight of beers, but flight of
I
tacos.
agree with that one. I like that perspective, but also here's another perspective. I think of burritos as more like Tex-Mex, and I think of tacos as authentic Mexican food.
Mhm.
Like when I go to a nice Mexican restaurant or an authentic one, I mean, I'm going for like you said, I'm getting like a lingua taco. I'm gonna get a quesadilla taco. I'm gonna get all the different ones. I don't want to just be stuck with like 2 pounds of just one big thing. That
Yeah. And when you're eating it, it's like if they're big burritos, like it's like you get a bite of one ingredient sometimes, right? Whereas a taco,
one.
you have smaller form factor. You get a
Well, we have a
plethora.
place in Colorado that solved this problem that you're discussing. What they do is they before they put it in, they mix everything up and then they pack the
You put it
burrito.
in a blender. You want a smoothie burrito?
Dude, make that a Shark Tank product. I want to like,
Okay.
snark it up. Um, uh, I think we're kind of in agreement on
Taco.
this. It's tacos,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Okay. Congratulations, tacos. You won the bonus round. All right. I'm glad we did that. I just feel like it was, like an obligatory. Why am I saying that wrong? Thing to do during March Madness. Uh, I mean, I've kind of covered a lot of stuff already, but I do want to do this. I think we should use the bucket. This is probably the best way to utilize this thing is pull this out and whatever's on here, try and make a segment out of it next week. Kind of like we did with the cars, made it a tier list. I'm going to stop.
Now.
Dude, you want to do another tier list?
What is it?
Frozen
Frozen
pizza.
pizza. All right.
That would be a good tier list.
It's got to be ones that both of us have had.
We'll do like kind of all the like main ones from like the main stores. Um, we'll discuss it before we do it so that we don't have any like on there like any chimichangas messing up the
Yeah.
system. Um, okay, I like that. That's a perfect one for a tier list, or it could have been a bracket.
Yeah, maybe I'm
So
trying to think for since I'll be hosting a tier yeah, we could do the same tier list we've done before.
yeah,
That
do it on the
website.
computer
Yeah.
or like whatever the most reliable site is.
Yeah.
Um, all right. Well, this episode comes out tomorrow. I believe tomorrow is Spring Forward. Everyone
Oh yeah.
who's listening to this right now, go change your oven and your microwave because those don't automatically change.
Yeah.
So go do it. That way you don't mess something up.
My
Or
car
show
doesn't
up
do it
late
either.
because
Gotta update in my car.
yeah, do it in your car. And I'm out, dude. That's pretty much all I have planned for this week. So
All right. Thank you for
I'll call it
watching.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. See you next week, or maybe see me on Monday. All right.